Oh, wow, it's the praise you don't want if you're a Labor frontbencher, isn't it, Kieran? So the Shadow Home Affairs Minister, Kristina Keneally, her comments a week and a half ago in a Sunday newspaper in an op-ed which became the splash, that we had to look at reducing immigration numbers out of the back of this COVID-19 crisis. It continues to create reverberations in the Labor Party and in the Parliament. Yesterday, Pauline Hanson got up in the Senate and accused Kristina Keneally of basically copying all her policy stances on immigration since she first entered Parliament for Oxley in 1996. This is terribly damaging internally for Ms Keneally. Ms Keneally never took this to Shadow Cabinet. Apparently she ran her op-ed through Albanese's office. Albanese is reportedly not happy at what was produced. Let's just have a look at a couple of key lines from this op-ed from Ms Keneally, who herself is an American migrant. It says, the post-COVID-19 question we must ask now is this: when we restart our migration program, do we want migrants to return to Australia in the same numbers and in the same composition as before the crisis? Our answer should be no. Our economic recovery must help all Australians get back on their feet, and to do that we need a migration program that puts Australian workers first. Governments of all stripes have relied on high levels of migration to boost population to fuel economic growth. Well, that's certainly true. It has helped budgets. It has helped the economy. Then she says, arguably at times this has been a lazy approach. Letting lots of migrants come to Australia is an easier way to drive economic growth than increasing productivity or investing in skills and training. As one of Ms Keneally's colleagues said to me today, Hanson nailed it in her speech, and I'll play a bit of it in a moment. The former New South Wales Premier is a strong media performer, doesn't take a backward step in a committee, but she has made some errors in Home Affairs, it seems to me, really putting the issue up, particularly last year, the policy area up in the spotlight at a time where it's often wiser politically to go quietly. Let's have a listen to Pauline Hanson's takedown of the Labor frontbencher yesterday.
I want to say thank you to Labor's Shadow Immigration Minister, Kristina Keneally, because I know she will not be getting much support from her Labor colleagues. Reading through some of the recent comments made by Senator Keneally, I can only assume she has spent much of her time in quarantine reading through my speeches from 1996.
Yeah, so Pauline Hanson, as we said, an unlikely referee for the Shadow Home Affairs Minister, and not particularly the sort of referee you want as a Labor frontbencher.
Well, damned by faint praise, I say, or whatever, damned by Hanson praise. I'll be interested to see what Kristina Keneally says about this. I think she might be tempted to walk it back a bit and say she was also talking about the mix of the program rather than a reduction. It's got Labor MPs really talking over the last week and a half, Kieran.